Speak my name, and I shall live. Speak my name, and I shall live. That's an African proverb that focuses on our ability to give vitality to the forerunners, to the ancestors, to the trailblazers that brought us to the point where we are tonight. And so I have come to speak the name of Harriet T. Moore and Harriet S. Moore. I speak the name of Medgar Evers and Fannie Lou Hamer. I speak the name of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I speak the name of John Fitzgerald Kennedy. I speak the name Bobby Kennedy and Malcolm X. I speak the name of Andrew Goodman and James Chaney. I speak the name of Emmett Till. I speak the name of Thurgood Marshall. And locally, I speak the name of July Perry. I speak the name of Dr. I. Sylvester Hankins Jr. and Arthur Pappy Kennedy. I speak the name of the people who made it possible for us, regardless of our race, our ethnicity, our religion, to be here together tonight. I speak their names. They were people who saw separate and unequal schools and they fought against it. They were people who knew that if you had pigmentation like mine and you traveled from one place to another, you could not stop to go to the restrooms in America. They saw that you could not eat in the restaurants in America. They knew that if you were tired and you wanted to rest, there was no hotel that would be open to you. So tonight, I speak their names. I speak their names because the buses were not open to people of African ancestry, and even though they paid the same fare, they were relegated to the back of the bus. So we must continue to speak their names. These were people who looked at employment in America and knew that you could be excluded from opportunity because of your race, because of your color, because of your gender, your age, your religion, and so many other characteristics. These are the people who fought against poll taxes and literacy tests for people who simply wanted to be fully American and to vote, which is our constitutional right. And so tonight I speak their name. They knew that based on the Constitution, these things should not have happened. And so they wanted all of us to be fully American, and they worked to make sure that they broke down barriers. And tonight, I come to speak their name. They marched, they protested, they boycotted, they demonstrated, and we are the beneficiaries of their work, and we must continue to speak their names. Since Wednesday until just this afternoon, I was in Washington, D.C. for the Congressional Black Caucus. And I sat yesterday with my daughters and one of my granddaughters, and as a mother, my heart broke when I heard the mother of Trayvon Martin, Sabrina Fulton, talk about losing her son. My heart broke when I listened to the parents of Michael Brown talk about the promise of their son who was on his way to college, but who lost his life in gun violence here in this country. And we have a generation of young people who don't understand that the civil rights movement was a young people's movement. And so I am going to take it upon myself to remind them that Michael Brown lost his life in a moment, but they must continue the movement. Jordan Davis lost his life in a moment, but they must continue the movement. And I'll be talking to the Dream Defenders, and I'll be talking to the young people who came up with the slogan, "Hands up, don't shoot," and I'll ask them to revise it to say, hands up, let's vote. And I'll tell them that when we say take your souls to the polls, it should be spelled S-O-L-E-S, take your souls to the polls. When President John F. Kennedy signed the Civil Rights Act on July 2nd, 1964, that was a moment, but it was brought about by a movement. And so we have to continue the movement. And as we observe the 50th anniversary of the 1964 Civil Rights Act, we have to remember that the people who were on the stage in 1964 were saying, we've got now, who's got next? And we have to be willing to stand up and say that we've got next. And for the next generation, the young people, I'm saying to them that today, Trayvon Martin would be able to vote. He would be of age to vote, but he isn't here to vote. And I'm going to encourage them to go to the polls, take your souls to the polls, hands up, let's vote, vote in Trayvon's stead, vote in Michael Brown's stead, vote in Jordan Davis's stead, vote for them because they are not here to vote for themselves. We have to take the movement to the next stage and make sure that the next generation understands that it's a rite of passage. Just as getting a driver's license is a rite of passage to register to vote and to cast your ballot and to be truly American. We can't stop. We can't stop as we focus on the moment. The passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, we've got to understand that it is a movement, it is a struggle, and we are the ones who got now. The next generation must be willing to step up and say, we've got next, and we've got to get them engaged, show them that they have something to vote for. And if we don't like what's happening in terms of gun violence in this country, and they go to the polls, they can change it. So I am so delighted to be here with you tonight on this Kennedy King Gala. As was mentioned, I did get a Kennedy King Scholarship to attend the University of Miami, and I graduated from the University of Miami in 1970. Just a few years, not a long time after the passage of the Civil Rights Movement. But I am here because I am committed to give back. And I think we should all be committed to give back. And yes, we want to remember the moment of July 2nd, 1964, but we also want to remember that it is a movement. Thank you.